And I even hope that you all have done with all the works that were assigned to you by me. So let us proceed further with the next paragraphs of the story. The young birds grew well, and 10 days later, at dawn, grandfather and I took them into the garden to release them. I had placed one on the branch of the mango tree and was stooping to pick up the other when I received quite a heavy blow on the back of my head. So, after 10 days, the grandfather and the author, they picked up the birds to release them so that they could be freed now. And when they went over there in the garden to release the young birds, the narrator had just kept one owlet on the mango tree's branch and was bending, stooping means bending, to pick up the other one. Meanwhile, he received a heavy blow on the back of his head. Heavy blow means someone struck badly on the back of his head. A second or two later, the mother owl swooped down at grandfather, but he was agile enough to duck out of its way. Quickly, I placed the second owl under the mango tree. Then, from a safe distance, we watched the mother fly down and lead her young ones into the long grass at the edge of the garden. So, what's going on over here? While the grandfather and the narrator, they took the young birds to make them free in the garden, the narrator received a heavy blow on the back of his head. And while he was bending down to pick up the other bird, what happened? He saw the mother owl swooping down at grandfather, means was bending down at the grandfather. Even why? So that she could even hit grandfather. But he was agile. Who was agile? Grandfather. Agile means what? He was able to move very quickly and he was able to protect himself. So, enough to duck out of its way means so that the mother owl was not able to hit him. Quickly, the narrator placed the second owl under the mango tree. Then, from a safe distance, they both watched what? The mother owl flying down and leading her young ones where? Into the long grass at the edge of the garden. Means the mother owl was trying to protect the owlets from the author and the grandfather, and so she was taking both the owlets towards the edge of the garden. Is it clear till here? Hope it is clear now. So let us proceed further with the next paragraph. We thought she would take her family away from the surroundings of our rather strange household. So, over here, after all this incident took place, the narrator and the grandfather, what did they thought? They thought that the mother owl will be taking her family. Family means, who is the family of mother owl over here? 2 owlets. Will be taking her family away from the surroundings. Of whose? Of the narrator and the grandfather. But next morning what happened? Just opposite to it, something happened. Let us just go through it. But next morning, on coming out of my room, I found 2 young owls standing on the wall just outside the door. So, to his surprise, see over here an exclamation mark is given after door. It means what? The narrator is surprised by seeing 2 young owls standing on the wall just outside the door, because he was not expecting that. he and his grandfather, he and his family members were thinking that the mother owl will be taking her family members away from their surroundings. So next, I ran to tell grandfather, and when we came back, we found the mother sitting on the bird bath 10 yards away. I got the feeling that she was sorry for her behavior the previous day, because she greeted us with a soft woo woo. So, what the narrator is telling over here to us? To his surprise, the young owls were standing on the wall just outside the door the next morning, and even the mother owl was sitting on the bird bath. What is bird bath? A place is there with water in it so that the birds could have a bath in it. They could splash in that. So, 10 yards away, the mother owl was sitting on the bird bath. Now, how did the narrator had the feeling that the mother was feeling sorry for her behavior, what she did with the narrator and the grandfather the previous day? He was feeling this because he found it that the mother owl greeted them both with a soft woo woo. So, another sound that the owls could take out is woo woo. Now, let's proceed to the next paragraph. Now, there's an unselfish mother for you, said grandfather. It's obvious she would like them to have a good home, and they are probably getting a bit too big for her to manage. So, grandfather is saying to the author that now you are having an unselfish mother, a mother who is not worried for her young owlets. Because, according to grandfather, what grandfather is trying to tell to the narrator, because she would like them to have a good home. Every mother wants a child to grow nicely in a healthy environment, in a healthy manner. So similar was the condition of the mother owl as well. So the two owlets became regular members of our household, and strangely enough were among the few pets that grandmother took a liking to. In fact, the owls became so attached to grandmother that they began to show affection towards anyone in a petticoat, including Aunt Mabel, who was terrified of them. She would run shrieking from the room every time one of the birds went close to her in a friendly manner. So the two owlets became a regular member of the family, and they used to enjoy in that family a lot. They were so much fond of the grandmother as well. Whomsoever they found in a petticoat, they feel that she is grandmother. And because of that, they even got attracted towards Aunt Mabel. Now, Aunt Mabel is a lady who was terrified of these owlets. She was afraid of these owlets. So, when the owlets used to come to her, she would run shrieking from the room every time, whenever the birds were coming closer to her. Is it clear to you all till here? Hopefully, entire page is clear now. Till here, whatsoever has been taught to you. You have to write down again all the difficult words and the word meanings, and you all have to frame sentences of your own. Is that okay? And even try to give answers to the questions that are given in the box in this text. So now let us proceed to the next page, page number 19. Now let's see what happens further. Now owlets have become family members of the narrator. In response to grandmother's voice, the owlets would make sounds as gentle and soothing as the purring of a cat. But when wild owls were around, ours would disturb the night with terrible shrieks. So, whenever grandmother used to call them, so in response to her voice, the owlets would make sounds Very gentle sounds, very soothing sounds, means which are bringing comfort. The sounds which are bringing comfort. So, but whensoever there are other wild owls, what happens then? That time, these owlets would disturb the night with terrible shrieks, means they might be afraid of. Their nightly occupation was catching beetles, with which the kitchen quarters were infested at the time. With their sharp eyes and powerful beaks, they were excellent pest destroyers. So what was their night occupation? Occupation means their job, their work. What was it? Catching beetles as their food, which were already present in their kitchen. So generally we are having, many times we can see cockroach or something in the kitchen. Similarly, beetles were present in the kitchen of the author. And with their sharp eyes and powerful beaks, what they used to do? They were excellent pest destroyers. Wheresoever they could see a pest, they would destroy them. The owls loved to sit and splash in a shallow dish. Splashing means playing with water, playing with water in a shallow dish. A dish which is not much deep. Especially if cold water was poured over them from a jug at the same time. So like a child is bathing, is taking a bath, and mother is pouring water with a mug, child used to jump in a similar manner with happiness, isn't it? With happiness or with fun. So in a similar manner, whensoever cold water was poured over the owlets from a jug, they used to what? Splash in that shallow dish. Means they used to play in that shallow dish with water. They would get thoroughly wet, jump out onto a perch, shake themselves, then they turn from a second splash and sometimes a third. So what they used to do? They used to do it thoroughly. Again they used to become wet. They again used to jump out. Then they used to relax for some time. Perching means what? Holding something and trying to support a person. Means trying to support herself or itself. So, shake themselves, again shaking themselves and again coming back for the second splash, then the third splash, because they used to enjoy those shallow dish water and the pouring of cold water on them. Now looking back on those owlish days, see what is the author telling to these days? Owlish days. Looking back means the author is remembering those days in which owls were there in his life. I carry in my mind a picture of grandmother with a contented look. Contented look means satisfied look. In her rocking chair. Rocking chair is what? A chair which could be easily moved by sitting. You might have seen, there might be a chair of such sort in your home or somewhere you might have seen such kind of chair. They are wooden chairs. They could be easily rocked by the person whosoever is sitting on that. Once on entering her room, while she was having an afternoon nap. What is a nap? A short sleep during the daytime. So, once on entering her room, while she was having an afternoon nap, I saw that one of the owls had crawled up her pillow till its head was snuggled under her ear. So, the owls were feeling very much what? They were pampered. They were actually very much pampered. So, they used to snuggle inside whom? By just attaching with the grandmother, by snuggling under her ear. So they used to feel very much comfortable. They used to feel protected, safe over there. Both grandmother and the little owl were snoring. So when the grandmother was sleeping, she used to snore, and even the owls also started snoring. Is it clear to you all? So hopefully you have understood the entire lesson now. So many difficult words are there in this page as well. Underline all the difficult words and try to note down few of them in the notebook as well. But you have to practice all the difficult words by writing. So there are many question answers now preceding this chapter. We will be discussing with all these question answers, and even I will be giving you it in the written form. You can note down in your notebooks as well. So let us proceed further. Quick answers. Based on what you have just read, say whether the following sentences are true or false. First one, A part. The spotted owlet is the largest owl species. Is it true or false? It is false. B part, spotted owlets and manas are friends. No, it's false. C part, spotted owlets live in holes on trees. True or false? False. Spotted owlets are completely nocturnal. They come out only at the night. False. Spotted owlets eat other small animals. True. Spotted owlets have sharp eyes. Yes, because they are excellent pest destroyers. So, true. Spotted owlets have weak beaks. False. Spotted owlets enjoy getting wet. True. Clear now? So, second question. The word character is used for a person who appears in a story, book, play or a movie. There are 4 characters mentioned in the text. Can you identify them? So this is your work. You have to mention the names of the 4 characters. Who all are the 4 characters over here? You have to mention them. So let us proceed with reference to context. No worries, I will be giving you all this reference to context, and see, reference to context we can even do verbally, and read, reflect, write I will be giving you in written form. You can download even the PDF for that, and even I will be showing you over here in the video itself. Hopefully in the next session we will be doing with that. So reference to context, third question. I had placed one on a branch of the mango tree and was stooping to pick up the other when I received quite a heavy blow on the back of my head. Where was the narrator? He was in the garden. What had he placed on the mango tree? Owlet. What was he stooping to pick up? Another owlet, the second one. Who gave him the heavy blow? The mother owl. Fourth question. I got the feeling that she was sorry for her behavior the previous day because she greeted us with a soft woo woo. Who, according to the narrator, was feeling sorry? The mother owl. B part. How did she show she was feeling sorry? Because she made the sound, a soft sound, woo woo. Why had she come there? Because she was sorry for her previous behavior. The previous day behavior, what she did with the narrator and the grandfather. So the fifth question. So the 2 owlets became regular members of our household and strangely enough were among the few pets that grandmother took a liking to. Do these lines suggest that grandmother liked most pets or that she did not like most pets? See, in this line what's mentioned? Among the few pets that grandmother took a liking to means she doesn't like all the pets, most pets, she just like few pets. Who were the members of the household besides grandmother? Aunt Mabel, narrator and the grandfather. Which member of the household did not like the owlets? Aunt Mabel. How do you know? Because she used to run from one room to the other room by shrieking. Is it clear till here, everyone? Now you all have to note down all these answers in your copies. And read, reflect, write part. And even this part I will be giving you in written form as well. Then you all can copy and kindly make sure there are no mistakes. Focus and do your work. Let's meet in the next session.